We're going to be talking about might stacking today, particularly might stacking with nature. This is my second attempt at the video. This is my first video ever, outside of a couple streaming things, but my second attempt at the video because I did the whole video the first time with my mic muted, which was awesome. So I thought I did pretty well. What we're going to be talking about though is might stacking. One thing I do with nature to make nature somewhat viable with DPS because nature just has zero burst. It really doesn't have any burst, and what little bit of burst it does have splits so bad, it's really kind of terrible in hallways and really doesn't become viable until boss battles when things stay up a little bit longer. But even bosses are burning pretty quick these days. So the time it takes to put up all of your dots and actually get a lot of damage out of them is a lot of times just too slow. So I've kind of come up with an alternative loadout. I know a lot of people don't have all the iconics that I have. And maybe at a different date we'll do variations on loadouts that can help you be successful with nature without all the iconics. But right now, we're just talking about how do you boost your might up so incredibly high. And nature is the only power really that can boost might this high. Actually, I would say it's definitely the only power that even comes close to boosting it up this high. A big part of the reason that is because of this lady right here. So you've got Poison Ivy that for 15 seconds, poisoning an enemy through a superpower inflicts empowering spores. Cooldown is 30 seconds, so this does come and go, which gives them a 20% chance to grant you a stack of empowering bloom whenever they take damage, granting 2% might and 1% precision. Lasts 5 seconds and refreshes all existing stacks up to 20 stacks. So basically, long story short, based on how many poisons you can get out there, hence why I use Serpent Call because it poisons everything at once, and it's a supercharge generator, you can get up to 40% might from Poison Ivy. Now, it's going to vary as stacks come and go. You'll notice when you activate her, just through poisoning things, you'll get flowers around your hands and a little green bloom above your head. That's how you know she's active, but you don't really know how many stacks you have. So it can alternate. Um, Again, that's why I use Serpent's Call because it's going to hit a lot of enemies and get a lot of poison out there. And with it only being a 20% chance, it's not like you're guaranteed to get all your stacks at once. So I can get up to 1.8 million might, but it's not always guaranteed to stay at 1.8 million might. And actually, it's not going to stay. I only can get up there by using the trinket. That's the final key to this, getting this much might. Um, you can average about 1.5 million might, though, without the trinket, as you'll see soon. You're also going to need her. She gives you 8% might by using the weapon buff. So pretty important. And it's pretty important that they're both fully spec'd out to really get all the might. If you don't have either one of these, you can also boost your might by using Superboy in the support role. Getting your health changed 3 times, which is really easy to do when you're using pages, which we'll go over in a second. Getting your health changed 3 times gives you 1% might boost up to 5 stacks. So no problem getting him up to 5 stacks. That's pretty quick. And as long as you keep the weapon buff active, which if you have a good rotation, you will hit it every 12 seconds, you always have her 8% might. But neither one of them are as strong as her. Even with her stacks coming and going, her boost is just so huge. So that's the first part of that. The second part is E-bonds. So E-bonds kind of works on the same kind of thing. You're going to get granted stacks of shady loans. That's going to give you a might buff. As you can see, um, you can get, I believe, up to 30, 30% might. So using a superpower grants a shady loan up to a maximum of 10 shady loans if you got it up to 200 like I do. Shady loans increases the power cost of future abilities, so it can be quite power hungry. Um, and this comes and goes as well. So this is why your might's gonna ebb and flow. Um, but you can also cast a finisher, which will expend all those stacks and give you all that power back at once. So if you do it right, you don't really have a power issue. Ebon can be a little too power hungry if you've got weak trolls, which I seem to be running into a lot lately. Trolls that just aren't giving power anymore. There's a solution to that as well. You can either unequip it and put something else up, and you just won't get quite as much might as you're doing. You're still going to boost your might by a lot, but just not quite as much. And then my current favorite artifact in the game, which is Purified Pages of the Black, or otherwise known as Book. A lot of people just call it Book. Um, Book is going to increase basically all your stats. Everything that's on the screen, vitalization, precision, restoration, and defense, um, by 3%. Bonus incoming healing and might per stack, which is 4.5%. So this gives you huge increases to all your stats, including dominance, which isn't on there, but it does increase your dominance as well. So this to me is vital in almost every role, in my opinion. If I was tanking, I would be using this. If I was trolling, I might consider using this. I use this as a DPS. I use this as a healer. I use this as a battle healer. Battle healer as nature is my main role. My second favorite would probably be electric battle healing, but that'll be another video for another time. So, and then the other portion of getting your might this high, we can't forget, is popping an Omega, which I think I already have one active, so I'll have to show you guys that. And then a Cola. So I keep Colas with Might Boost in my main slot, so if I die or I go down or if I notice it ran out, I can just go ahead and pop another one and I don't have to go into my menu and it's just always there and I just make a whole bunch of them. So this is going to give you 17, almost 18,000 might. This is like a mini Pages of the Black that gives all your stats a boost by 5% for 30 minutes. And yep, it's still active. My base might right now is 808,000, a little over that. So with the Omega, it's giving me 136. Or 836, not 136. So it's giving me quite a bit of base might as is. And so I always have some of these on hand. You're just going to pop that. You're going to pop your Cola. And now we've already started boosting our might or stacking our might. So we currently have base or a slightly boosted might of 862 for the next 30 minutes. So I pop one of these pretty much every raid, or really for most content. I'm always popping these because they're not that expensive. You collect them pretty fast. I'll probably buy some more here soon. It's no problem. This isn't expensive to make. As soon as you get the plan, it's easy to make them. You just need a whole bunch of these. It's not a big deal. Just make a whole bunch. And then we're going to just start doing powers. And we're going to pop that trinket. That trinket is not the big trinket yet, but it's close. It's also going to give an extra 104,000 might. So as you can see, quite a considerable boost. I tend to not pop that early. I will pop that after I have Empowering Blooms going. So as soon as I see the flowers around my hands, then I'll usually get up to popping the trinket. That way, that 100 and something thousand is stacking on top of that. A lot of times, if you pop it first, by the time you get Empowering Bloom going, you've already lost the trinket. So you kind of got to stack them correctly, I guess, is one way of looking at it. So we'll just go down here and we'll see if I can get her up to 1.8 million. Now, this isn't guaranteed. It depends on how many poisons get spread and how fast. And then we also got to pop that weapon buff. but we're going to give her a try right now. So we'll start there. We've got our poisons going. We're going to pop those really quick. We're going to do some powers. Going to pop that trinket. And we're going to go and see what might we got. As you can see, 1.846 is what I got it up to. So it's actually a little bit better than the last time I attempted this. So as you can see, you get all the way up to 1.8 million might, and then you go and pop your 2 supercharges here, and your Sunstone is going to hit unbelievably hard, and it's going to tick all these targets for 350 to 400k a piece on all those ticks, plus probably a base of around, or a burst at the beginning, usually between 7 and 8 million on each one of these. So, I mean, you can really, really boost it up. Hit your Neo Venom boost and go into that, and then go into your normal rotation, and all the stuff is hitting and this is hitting. And especially on like a boss fight with a bunch of ads, or if you're going to do a hallway, you'd have to do this really quick, especially if you're running with people with lasso. I have it, but I hate it. I hate running lasso. Can't stand running lasso. Just to show you guys, I do have it. I don't run it. I don't put it in my loadouts. I think it kills content. I know everybody's sick of hearing me say this or watching me type this. I hate this iconic, and I wish it would just go away. It just, to me, it kills content and doesn't make it fun. I would rather burn the ads with what I just showed you. So that kind of shows you how you can get up to 1.8 million might pretty easily. It's not going to stay 1.8 million, but you'll see that you can keep your might up pretty high even without that trinket. So I'm at 1.56 right there, and you can pretty much keep it at 1.56. And as you can see, I'm getting ticks of 106,000. That's what that extra might's doing for you. It's making all those ticks hit extra hard. All these iconics are hitting extra hard. I know nobody wants to accept this, but Omega's been nerfed hard. But with nature this high, see, I mean, look at how high my might is. It's only hitting for 500,000. That's kind of terrible, and trust me, that's been nerfed. We'll get it back up. See, you can boost it up there. I get my might up there. I can get it back up to 862, which I used to be able to do without stacking my might. So whether people want to admit it, it's been nerfed. So there's my first video. I hope you guys like it. More videos will be coming soon. I'm really excited to do a video on nature battle healing, which is my passion. That's what I run 90% of the time. I rarely even DPS, so I don't even use this loadout very often. It's just when somebody else can't heal, I'll go ahead and DPS, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. So more coming soon. Catch you guys later. OZ out.